I'd love to know if you've ever felt like you're not enough because of something to do with your body. I know that I have. I've spent 30 freaking years trying to shrink my body, and towards the end of a 20-year marriage, I started to rediscover myself through fitness and exercise. Now, I have never, till that point, till I was in my 30s, been in the least bit interested in exercise. In fact, I was the kid in school that avoided PE like the plague. And I found fitness and movement and strength in my body and capability in my body that I'd never had. And I just wanted to share that with other women. So I became a PT. Now, when I became a PT over the past 10 years, I'm 50 now, some things changed that I could never have anticipated when I started my PT study. So back when I started, although I'd found this love of exercise and movement, I had also become so disconnected from my body. I was absolutely punishing myself. I was eating the required amount of calories for a toddler. I was getting up before my 6 kids got up in the morning, going out in a dark shed where the only light was a bedside lamp, and exercising for an hour with rats running around in the background before my kids got up. If during the day we were going out somewhere or something like that, I would exercise again, while my family would eat a whole meal. If I only had, a couple of 100 calories left that day, I would just fry up some veggies in a very carefully measured teaspoon of oil, and just veggies like cabbage and things like that that have pretty much no calories, so that I could still eat while my family ate, a proper home cooked meal. And that was exhausting, like so exhausting. Every day I was tracking food. In fact, I could tell you, I probably still can if I think about it long enough, exactly how many calories are in things. I had a mental tally running through my head all day. How many calories in this? I knew exactly what chocolate bars I could eat and still be within my calorie allowance. And sorry, Mum, I'm going to swear. Fuck me, that is no way to live. So I became a PT. I thought I was going to help other people, and I did, and I do. But I also, through this whole journey, this whole process, discovered why I'm actually here on the planet, which I know sounds a little bit woo-woo, but let me tell you a little bit more of the story. Growing up, every woman in my life was always on a diet. My mum, my aunties, my grandma, they were often dieting together. They would often go to diet meetings together. Easy Slim, we used to have the cookbooks, Weight Watchers. They did the cabbage soup diet. They did a Heart Foundation diet where you make this massive pot of like almost no calorie tomato soup and you just live on that for 4 days. My mum always had magazines, Women's Day, Women's Weekly, and you can bet your life on the fact that every cover had something to do with how a celebrity had lost weight, gained weight, or the next diet that you could use to do that for yourself. And I devoured them in my bedroom at night. I'd do the workout plans so that if I finally had the legs that looked like that, then I'd finally feel good in my body. It was so toxic. I would sneak food at night when everyone else was asleep because I had a massive sweet tooth. But then I would feel guilty and ashamed. And you can probably imagine, how that's going to play out fast forward 10, 15, 20 years. A relationship where you've got shame connected with food probably isn't going to add up to a healthy one. So I, over time in my work as a PT, realized for myself and through watching the women that I was working with that far out, there is no way that I want to spend my whole life, my one life, chasing a number on a scale. I didn't want to spend another second counting calories. I didn't want to spend another second weighing and measuring every single morsel of food. I didn't want to spend another second missing out on things, missing out on doing stuff with my kids, missing out on giving things a go, missing out on wearing clothes that I wanted to wear because I was worried about my body. And by golly, I don't want to see other women doing that too. It absolutely breaks my heart. It breaks my heart when I see incredible, talented, gifted, kind, generous, warm, just such incredible women who are always feeling less than because of something to do with their body, who are always just trying to lose a few more kilos or tighten this up or get rid of that. And what happens is there's whole parts of us, of our brains, of our psyche, of our intuition, of our inside, of our inner wisdom that just goes untapped because we're caught up in that message of I've got to change this about my body. It makes me sad. It really, really makes me sad. But also I get how difficult it is. I actually saw a video yesterday on Instagram from 2004. It was a clip from America's Next Top Model. There was one of the young hopefuls on there who they deemed would have to just be a plus size model. She had everything going for her, but she was an Australian size 10. An Australian size 10. Like, is it any wonder that we struggle so much with having peace in our bodies when we truly are bombarded with and just exposed to so much damage, so much negative messaging about what a woman's body should look like and stay looking like. But that's probably a video for another day. So I don't want you to feel stuck in your body any longer. I don't want you to miss out on everything that's available to you because of the way that your body is. Now, I'm just going to call this out right from the get-go. I know that there will be people that look at me in my body and say that I'm overweight, that I'm fat even. And I'll be honest, some days that's hard. Some days that gets in my head too. But what's changed for me is my journey has changed from how can I change my body, shrink it, alter it, to how can I work with my body so that together we can live a life that is full and vibrant, that we can live a life where I can go, I want to go stand up paddleboarding, and I do. my body allows me to do that. I can go and run a half marathon, and when it's not injured, my body allows me to do that. And so it's a work in progress. And I think it's a little bit like life in general. You know, we're all having a first go at life. And so we're all always learning along the way. And I'm learning with my body, same as I'm learning in the rest of life. So the reason for doing this series of videos is I want to share some hope. I want to share some relatability. I think there is probably just about every woman that you know that, given half a second, will be able to list off 2 or 3 or 4 things that they don't like about their body, or that they think they should change, or that they critique. If I could get inside your heads, you know, what are the things that you're saying to yourself? And that's one of the things that we need to have a look at as well is, you know, what are we saying in here? What is the state of stress that we're in? How can we bring peace and calm to our bodies? How can we be, you know, a friend to ourselves? How can we make peace, and then with that peace embrace everything that our one and only lives have to offer us? How can we start to change the way that we think about ourselves? How can we start to change the way that we talk about food, the way that we pass on messaging to our children? How can we move away from having to constantly be at war with our bodies and come home? Like, it's a real sense of coming home and safety. So every fortnight, I'm going to jump here. I'm going to jump on here. I'm going to share vulnerable things. I'm going to share hopefully some inspirational and helpful things. I'm going to perhaps talk about the things that we don't always say out loud. I'm going to share some things that maybe encourage you to, you know, to do that thing with your life, to follow that spark of intuition, to wear your bathers without covering up, whatever it might be. There might be tears, there might be laughter, but at the end of it, I hope that watching this series of videos leaves you with a little bit more courage, a little bit more inspiration, and a little bit more peace in this one body that you have. I truly, truly, as my final note, believe that the inspiration within each of you women is exactly what this crazy, messed up world needs right now. And when we're at peace with our bodies, then we're in a position where we can fully engage with and play that inspiration out. Sending you so much love today. If you have resonated with anything in this video, I would love it so much if you would hit the like and subscribe button. I would love it if you'd leave a comment. YouTube loves it when we comment. And if you can think of anyone in your beautiful circle of friends, because I know that there are women out there that you watch who you think, why doesn't she see how incredible she is? Please, please share this video with her.